Hi guys, welcome back to HAG Studios. It's a new year and I'm quite excited about this year, and I hope you are too. Just remember to pray, believe, and to just live the best year possible. Over the last few weeks, we have had a number of new subscribers, and I just want to say a special welcome to our new subscribers from all over the world. Thanks to all our faithful family members who are always liking, sharing, and who have already subscribed. It means a lot to us. And if you haven't yet subscribed, we ask you to do so, please. Because when you do that, it helps to spread our videos all around the world. In order to subscribe, you only have to click on the word. And if you like our content, just give us a thumbs up by clicking on that like. This year, 2023, we're starting a new feature called What's in My Garden, and we're gonna invite you, our viewers, to actually send us photographs of things that you love in your garden. Whether it's a flower or a plant, send us your name as well and a contact and a sentence about the particular plant, how it makes you feel, what's the name, anything you wish to write, not too long. And we want to show these on a weekly basis. You can send your photographs to hagmagazine1@gmail. And I'm looking forward to seeing all those beautiful photographs. So I'm in my garden and I'm gonna take you on a little walk. It's a little earlier than we did the walk last year, so the plants are going to be different. But I just want to show you. So let's go. Okay, I'm gonna start here. There's this little orchid in the front, but I wanted to show you this oxalis plant, which I got when I went to the Tucker's farm in Stony Hill last year, the organic farm. You can look back at that. And this plant is actually edible. But what I find interesting is that it sleeps at night. The leaves actually fold in. In fact, some of them haven't quite unfurled yet. They don't wake up fully yet. So in the nights, it's like that. They close up and then they open back in the daytime. And it's good for you. You can put this in your salads. I'll show you my driftwood, which I love so much, and I usually just keep it on the table. And then this rock, which my neighbor gave to me, which is just so interesting. But let's walk around the yard, right? Okay, let me show off a little bit. This is my orchid, which was blooming last year, and it has not stopped blooming the entire year. It's a little bit fuller now, but I've always had flowers on this orchid all year. So much so that I'm thinking of placing, I've already bought another one to place here. This planting, it's kind of skinny, and I know the last time I counted the fingers it fell down, if you remember, but it has, I counted anyway. It has 8 fingers now, and I'm hoping these will develop and turn into something. But when this is finished bearing, I'm gonna remove this planting trunk because I want to concentrate the bananas and the plantains in that area. And then I want to fill here with orchids. I've already bought one more of this white orchid, and I also bought a yellow. So I'm gonna have a white and yellow orchid thing going on here. And then I had tied these onto this driftwood, and they're starting to bloom for the first time. I tied different ones onto the driftwood, just using ties or the kind of wire you can get in the store, in the florist store. And they're blooming, so I'm happy to see that. Can't wait for them to fill out fully. This is my iris, which started to bloom. I have pictures of the blooms. It's not blooming today. I think I'm wondering if it's finished. But these pods generally carry several flowers on the inside, and every few days another one comes out. So I'll show you a picture of that. But that's doing well. It's the first time it's blooming. Orchid was there last year as well. This is a totally new bloom. I didn't get any side shoots from it. And if you remember this orchid that I told you is always blooming. Here it is. I have one here. One was down here. And here's another spike. So by the time this one is finished blooming, this one will be out. Faithful, the most faithful orchid I think I have. Decided to hang some more shade vandals on this tree. So I have a few of them in here. This is one, and there are 2 others. And I'm looking forward to that. And this I've had here, and it's now getting ready to bloom. It's happy there. For the pond, these cabbage-like plants, water plants, I think if you sit up all night, you will see them growing. They grow so fast. And within a week or 2, they will cover the pond. So I have to keep moving some, taking them out. I like how they look, but I don't want them to affect the fish. So, but they're pretty, right? This corner has been treating me so well. I'm having steady blooms for the last 6 months. I'm a little concerned because I see where there's some blistering taking place here. If you know what to do to treat this, because every now and again I see the spikes turn this way, please put it in the comment. What do we need to use? What do I need to use? All right. And then I have these on this side as well. This blooms for a long time. These blooms might be on here for about 6 months at least. Okay, there is a shade. This was a shaded area, so the grass wouldn't grow. And last year, I had planted begonias in this pot, in this big pot. But the begonias lasted a little while, but I don't know where they went. So I've decided to put impatiens here, which are shade-loving plants. And so they fill that area without my having a bald spot. And I just added stones. I love this Acalifa. I just love the colors. And it got exposed when the pomegranate tree that I had here fell down. It rotted. And what I find, the areas that are very exposed to sunlight, they tend to be very pink, while there's more green in the more shaded area. But I like that combination. I love the variation. I've also added some impatiens here. So they're on either side of the walkway. And then I broke some off and added it to this spot. This is just about 2 days now, so it will take a little time before they start to look up. But I find with impatiens, you have to be careful how much water you give them, because if you overwater, they will rot easily. I've done a combination here of different aglaonemias. It's a shaded area, so they'll do well here. And look at this. Look at this croton. Very interesting croton, which I found in the store. I love it. So far it's working out right there. I find you have to just observe plants and decide whether they're suited to a particular area. This is my lettuce pot, which has been overtaken by this periwinkle. So I've just left it. I like it. And I find periwinkles just like to grow where they want to grow. So wherever they grow up, if you can leave it, just leave it. So I've had this here for a little while. A few callaloo in it as well. So at least I have some vegetable here. Last year we did this video maybe about March, so it was later. So we had a lot of these blooming in the garden at the time. They're just starting to show up now. So in another few weeks, they'll be hanging down and really pretty all over the garden. Different types of heliconias. Combination orchid pot, which I'm experimenting with. It hasn't started to bloom yet, so I'll show you more about this when the time comes, when I have more blooms. It's different types of orchids in the same pot. Some in the shaded areas, some in the areas that are more sunny. I have a confession. At Christmas, I had filled this with poinsettias, but I tell you the truth, it didn't do well outside, so I had to remove them. So these are the old periwinkles from a long time ago. In another month or so, I'll add new plants to this, and I probably will take in the garland as well. got these clay jars recently and I've filled them with these plants. This is the same impatient from last year. If it gets enough water, it looks like it will grow forever. And then I have more orchids under here. This is another white one. I love these white orchids because they last so long, this particular one. And then this one, I've been losing leaves again. I'm testing different chemicals to see what will work, but at least it's given me a bloom, but it has lost some of the really big blooms. This impatient, I think, somehow traveled from over there to here, and is doing well here as well. This is one of the easiest plants and it's so good indoors. So this has actually become a nursery. These are plants that I use indoors, whether at office or at home. And of course, you know this by now, is the ZZ plant. And you can actually grow this just by taking clippings. If you just cut it at a node and stick it, it will actually catch. And in no time, you'll have a big pot of ZZs. Okay, this is a lazy orchid that's still not blooming, not here. But what I've done, I've taken off quite a bit of it and placed them around the yard. Hopefully it will bloom. This ackee tree, as you know, it's a young one and I introduced it to it last year. I am starting to get more ackees now and they're at different stages. So what I have to do is pick them, store them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer, and when I have enough, then we can cook them. I find this shrub does very well in the vase. So if you have this shrub or the ones that are related to it, you just cut them and put them in the vase. They do very well, whether indoors or outdoors. This is one of my turmeric plants that I've had in this area. You can just stick turmeric anywhere in your garden. When the leaves start to dry, this is even a little too late, you know that the turmeric is underneath and then you can reap. So I'm going to see what I find. You can look with me. Yeah, I see some. This is a piece. I probably need something other than, let me get a fork. Okay, here's my little fork. So I'm going to use the fork instead. Get my foot in there. I want to move a little. That's the go. There's some ginger beside it. There. Whoa. Here they are. Wow. And there will be some left in the soil. Okay, so these are my turmeric, which I think I might have planted about a year ago. If you leave them in the ground too long, they will just regrow. They'll just regrow. So it's best to take them up. And then all you have to do really is just put back little pieces, or the very base of this can be cut and this is replanted. But you can just break a piece like this, for example, and just put it back in the ground. And the foliage is quite pretty. So if you don't, you could actually put it in a pot as well. Let me see if there's any more down there. The soil isn't so bad because we had rain. We had rain. Oh, there's some more. See? There's some more. I think I hear some roots too. There's more. That's my pepper. I don't want to destroy the pepper, even though I'm not getting anything from it. Oh, there's some more. So you can plant turmeric mixed in with your flowers, or you can even do them in a pot. Very easy to grow. I think I'm finished, plus I'm tired. I'll put this here to replant. This is from just one plant. So now you can grow your own turmeric. This is outside my bedroom window. So when you're looking out, you're seeing something pretty. This hanging basket and this fern. This fern I knew when I was a child. I don't know the name of it, but it brings back good memories. I even remember the house I used to go to, and it used to grow in the front. It's a little old lady. Leaf Alive and several things. My brother was visiting for Christmas, and he would come out every morning and pick Leaf Alive, mints, different plants, and make his tea. Okay, let me show you our tree first of all. This tree is shared between my neighbor and me. We have tied orchids all over. We have added more in different spots. We're looking forward to this blooming. This is a lazy orchid here. We have put it in different spots. So we're hoping it still has roots gone down. We're hoping it will bloom. Looking forward to that. That I call Dancing Queen. That orchid, it gives us regular blooms up there. And this is the bridal orchid, which is now starting to yellow leaves, drop leaves. So in another few months, we'll have this in full bloom. My neighbor added an impatiens to here, and it's now coming down. It was straight up, but it's starting to fill out and come down over the basket. And there are more orchids all over the tree, plus the old man's beard, giving it that dreamy look. Here's one around here. It's a pretty purple one. Nice. This, we have had it hanging here for a while. It won't bloom. I think it gets enough sun. I don't think it's too much, but it just refuses to bloom. So if you know why or how often it blooms, please tell us in the comment. My neighbor would love to know. Me too. All right, so here's the view from here. Can you imagine if all of them were to bloom at once? That is what we're hoping for 2023, to have all the orchids in the tree blooming. have also added more shade vandas to this tree. It's a petra. It's pretty when it blooms, a purple flower all over. So we're hoping that these will bloom soon, or at least by the middle of the year. And anthuriums there, and more orchids over there. My neighbor loves anthuriums, so she has placed those and she gets blooms. This pot is filled with Joseph court or coleus, different types. I just love this one, and it gets the right colors in this location. Depending on the location, look at this part that's under this. It's a different color from this that is exposed. And I've just put in a variety. This piece was just put in, this green, pretty green and white frilly one, was just put in less than a week ago. So it's gonna come up and fill this space. I learned recently that this is called Angel's Trumpet, I think. I learned from Christopher Creary. You remember, he was the one who took us on the tour of the Chinese garden in Hope Gardens. And I learned recently from his postings that this is very poisonous. So we're gonna keep it here because we've been waiting for the flowers, and we're gonna keep it, and we just will be very careful. All right, so growing out of the same pot. Oh, to thicken the Joseph coat, you can actually just break the middle. Just break the middle like that. You can drop it there, and it will spread wider. I'm looking forward to this pot being totally full. Okay, this begonia I repotted, and it's looking pretty good, I think. I just need to hang it now. And there's some other begonias here. I have these two begonias hanging here in front of the driftwood. You like that? For the begonias, you just break. You just break a piece. I'm looking for a piece that I would want to break. Sometimes you don't even want to break it, but I gather if you break it at a node and just stick it in the ground, it will grow. And that's what we did with that one over there. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll show you little snippets of my garden throughout the year. Remember now to like, if you like our content, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Best wishes for 2023.